So with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes releasing this week, I mentioned that I had a surprise video, and that is revealing this Marvel comic, The Fall of Man. I really enjoyed this comic. I did not expect to review it. I bought this just because I like Planet of the Apes, and I was gonna read, and I read it, and I absolutely adored this comic. Now, by the way, if you don't know, Marvel Comics had Planet of the Apes comics for years, and then they stopped printing them and stopped doing that kind of stuff. It was kind of like a licensing deal. But now, because Marvel and 20th Century Fox are kind of owned by the same people, Alien, Planet of the Apes, and Predator have now kind of all returned to the Marvel comics. So now they have their own comics. Now, they're not part of the Marvel universe in the comics. They're their own, things, right? But this comic is really good because this basically is a lot of something I really wanted out of the new trilogy of Planet of the Apes movies, where this comic is basically right after the events of Rise. The simian flu is kind of invading everybody, and we're seeing the rise of certain apes and what goes on there. And it's really, you could tell the people who wrote this were very much inspired by COVID, where they took this story that makes sense in the Planet of the Apes universe, but you also read very much into it as a metaphor for what we were dealing with during the pandemic and things like that. There's lots of characters wearing masks, and people dying, and people blaming one side, getting angry at the other. There's a lot of metaphors you can read into there, but also still feels very much in the world of Planet of the Apes, with the prejudice of the apes and the humans and what's going on there. And just seeing a lot more of that expansion of that in this book. I really wish this is something that we could get as a movie. I don't think we ever will, because I just think that, we're going to keep going forward in time instead of backwards. Who knows? We might get a Beneath the Planet of the Apes type movie where they have to reset the timeline. But till that day, yeah, this is a great comic that I think, has a lot to read into, has some great art in it as well, great framing, and yeah, I just thought it all worked really well, and it's one of my favorite comics I've read recently. If you like Planet of the Apes, definitely read this comic.